Peace, YouTube. This is Flurboon coming to you today. Outdoors and about. I thought I'd make a video about the obvious psychoses of the majority of the populace that you're engaging with. I'm waiting to a couple people check in. I know I like to do this on Instagram, but it's a YouTube kind of day. I have my moments. So peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. I know I'm holding the phone. I don't really have a selfie. Selfie stick. Hey, Robert. How you doing? Cheers to the decaf drinkers. Oh, Secure Team 10. I love that new age. Peace, Sabrine. Peace, Phoenix. What's good? Peace, Robert. Vegas in the house. How's your temperature? Is it hot over there? Hey, Carlos. Yeah, I thought I'd come in today and talk about the culture of psychoses that most of you are engaging with. And unfortunately, you're being victimized by those who are, hey, reality truth. You're being victimized, oh Lord. So as I sit in quiet and peace, then I have, it's classic. I have a moment of peace. That's what happens when I sit outdoors. Yeah, well, I'm not one to really hold my tongue. So, peace, Selma. Peace, XOX. Hey, Sabrine. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the level of psychoses that you're going to experience as we're going through this energetic shift. People are going stark mad, including yourselves. You know, the energy level is really, really, really. Bonjour, bonjour. Calice. Calias? Is it Calias? Huh? Anyway, so I was noticing, I was sitting so peacefully and by myself, and now that has changed. But that might change in a minute. You want to walk with me? I'm gonna walk to my car. That's why I sit in my car sometimes, to get peace and quiet. Hold on. I know I could talk. It is what it is. I'm outside of Starbucks, chilling. Anyway, so if you notice that the energies are really, really intensifying and you're starting to see people or non-people losing their minds, they're starting to actually unravel. They're starting to have conniptions based on the fact that they have so many archonic attachments to them via drug use or alcoholism or just being from bloodlines that have parasitic attachments and demonic forces attached to their auric field, that you're starting to see them unhinge. And yeah, like the lawyer from New York. That was a good one, right, D. Griffin? Yeah, we saw that on Cypher. Did someone post that? Was on Cypher that they posted that, right? Oh, see, I'm loud. I'm loud. Like, it's amazing. Like, I'm talking low, but I'm still loud. Okay, I have to leave because once I start to get the looks, it means I'm listening to my conversation. You want to walk with me? Walk with me to my car. Because I don't think I could talk out here. I have a tendency to be really loud, unfortunately. It's New York in me. And the Caribbean in me makes me really, really chatty. So walk with me. Okay. You see that beautiful environment here. He said it was loud. Hello. Good, how are you? I just came from the gym, so I was a little sweaty. I thought I'd stand outside and talk. But, you know, no, I'm not at the park. Are you at the park? Okay, I can't see your comment, so I know this is so unprofessional to walk with the phone while I'm live. Hey, it just might, go have some snacks. I'll be able to talk in 2 seconds. Who's behind me? It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I thought I'd sit outside Starbucks and talk. Is it raining? It was raining yesterday because that means I don't have to have a conversation. when I was actually ready. I thought I was until, they start turning around when they hear my conversation. Then I was like, okay, maybe this is not the place to have this conversation. Because, I don't really care. Once I start, I really don't hold my tongue. So let me get it. Okay. All right, family. I'm in. Ooh, it's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So open all the windows. Okay. All right. So where was I? Yeah, I'm noticing that a lot of the... Hi, I'm not buying into the psyops. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people unhinging right now. The lawyer that was in New York that talked about... What did he say exactly? He said he was in a country, he was tired of people speaking Spanish in America. Does he know where he lives? I thought it was hilarious. People were offended. I thought he was an idiot. I mean, people were offended that this man said you should be speaking English in America. Does he know where he's existing? The Americas is really indigenous. And the majority of the indigenous people who live in the Americas, unfortunately because of colonization, speak Spanish. Does he know Puerto Rico is a part of the United States? I thought it was hilarious. When someone is so ignorant that they say the most diabolically ignorant things that you can't get mad. I don't know why people were mad at him. He's an idiot. And he's an attorney. Whoever's hiring him and paying his retainer, you are an idiot. There are people who pay his retainer, and he's an attorney, and he's cursing, telling people that they shouldn't speak Spanish. Does he have a problem if people speak Italian or French? This is what I'm saying. We gotta be mindful. It's hilarious. People get mad at me because I laugh at the most. They think it's the most diabolical things. It's insane. It is hilarious when someone can sit there and say he was mad that they were speaking Spanish in America. What language did he take in his class? Did he take Latin? Did he take Italian? No, he probably took Spanish in high school. Idiot. I'm sorry. I had to laugh. I thought it was hilarious. Stop getting offended by the idiosyncrasy showing up. There are insane beings here. They are all attached. They have archonic attachments. Everybody's unhinging. Like last night, big up to Fiji Girl, because we were up last night talking. I should tell you what we think, but I don't want to say it online because I'll do that on Instagram maybe, or maybe on private. But we were getting in on one of the males who we know is dating what looks like a female, but it's a male, and we know it's a male. We kind of broke it down that he's dating a male, and she looks like she looks like a female, but she's really a male. And this is a rapper. Big up to Figgy Girl. We were being diabolical last night because it was just just figuring out something. It was curiosity really, and it turned into a full-blown investigation. And sometimes when you investigate things, did anybody ever tell you when you investigate things, you will always find what you're trying to investigate? You got to be careful looking into things because you'll be really upset when you find out the truth. It really bothered me. I can't say right now. I'll tell you. Don't worry. I everything comes out. I just want to say now because he's probably watching. I don't want to say it now because he's watching, and I really care that he's watching. It's interesting, right? I care that he's watching. That should tell you who it is. Anyway, so I'm seeing the unraveling of people's personalities. All the biobots are glitching out. I actually think that they have a better version of Wendy Williams that came out. Because I'm noticing Wendy Williams looks a little thicker, more natural. So I don't know if that's the Wendy Williams 101 or they just reanimated the Wendy Williams in a better version of her biobot. Because if you look at Wendy Williams' show, you'll notice that she looks healthier. She looks more reminiscent of her previous self. It's almost like the clone that they got for this Wendy Williams, because the other biobots, the syntheticals, were glitching out because of the energies coming in. They couldn't utilize it. She looks better. She does. And she sounds more like herself. So it makes me think that the BioBot clone 101 is the one, or it may be even, I don't think it's the original, but it could very well be. Anyway, interesting. I just watched her yesterday. Haven't watched her for months. Yeah, I noticed something, because a lot of people, why I always bring up Wendy Williams, because a lot of people will say that I remind them of Wendy Williams. I don't know why. Maybe because she has a really weird sense of humor. I don't know why they always say that I remind them of Wendy Williams. And little people say that I look like a Michelle Obama, which is crazy. I don't take it as anything insulting because Michelle Obama is so tall and lean. It's actually the opposite of myself. As you see, I am quite robust and I'm shaped like an hourglass. But they always say that I sound like Wendy Williams. A lot of people will say you act like Wendy Williams. You remind me of Wendy Williams. And the little people, I'm serious, the little people around this area always say I remind them of Michelle Obama. I know why they say it on the back lay. But it's interesting that they say it like it's a visual thing, but it's really not a visual thing. It's a bloodline thing. So what kind of segue into bloodlines? I think I just went on, you know what I just think I just did right now, Famil? I think I just went on YouTube live to do like one of my Instagram rants. I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to keep this video because it's not really appropriate for YouTube. I think I just wanted to talk. Is that okay? I just kind of wanted to go on a rant, but it's weird because I normally don't do this on YouTube. YouTube, I'm a little more focused. Are you okay with this conversation going all kinds of ways? I hope it's okay. Because sometimes I like to do this on Instagram because that's more a permissible place. But if you don't like this, I can stay on topic. But we're going to go all kinds of sidebar right now. It's Friday. I'm not drinking caffeine. And I need it. It could be. I think it's beautiful to be compared to Michelle Obama, the presidential wife. I didn't say I took it as a compliment, but it was interesting because it's not one little child, and it's little people who call me Michelle Obama. It's not regular people. It's little. I'm always around little people. If you don't know me, my mom was a teacher forever. So it's interesting that the little people, because remember they're ancients, even though their avatars are young, they're older souls. Okay, so they say that I'm not, but I know it's a bloodline thing. I feel it's more of a bloodline thing. We have a common bloodline. That's all I'll say. Anyway, so the crazy biobots that you're encountering now, be careful, mindful family, because there's a lot of really violent, vile entities coming out and being expelled and shown by the energies. Like before, people could actually hide their demons, or they could suppress them enough so that it didn't show up all the time. No, Famil, they're coming out of the windworks. The demonic entities that are attached to people or inside of them running their avatars are showing themselves. And I hope you're prepared. I hope you are really well rested. I hope you are have enough nutrition and peace of mind, because they're starting, like I saw a man walk, like just a regular lunar man, like a businessman walking in the street, and he was cursing something out. He was driving a nice little Benz. He was cursing something out in the middle of the street, talking about politics in the middle of the road in a bougie area. I was like, oh, I guess your beings are showing themselves, or they wanted me to see that, because he had no self-control. It was almost like he was being ran by a program. He could have been just an empty seater with one of those, something piloting him. I'm hella rested. I've been sleeping heavily. You've been sleeping heavily? Yes. My sleep is doing well since I haven't done caffeine. I sleep so much better without caffeine. I do appreciate that. Last night I was up at every hour, 3:30. The energies, Bodica, the energies are high right now. The energies are super, super high. So what you're feeling right now, and especially the females, we take in the energies. Remember, we are the barometers of energetic influxes. So whenever something comes in, it is the female population that feels it first. Remember, we're the original zygotes. Okay, so the fact of the matter is, we have to register everything because we're the ones who give birth to life. So we have to register, recalibrate it, and usually transmute it if we're human. we can do that. Magnesium is wonderful. Take magnesium, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is good for, I always recommend it for athletes like basketball players and football players that are always getting pummeled at night. I don't like when, sports, because remember, I come from that sect. So sports guys always get amped up. I always give them, my recommendation is ashwagandha, which is a nice and wild crafted tincture form. It takes away any anxiety. It just calms your nerves. It's wonderful. It's natural. And it really is, I think it's a healthier, along with magnesium, I think it's a healthier form of something that kind of sedates you a little bit without sedating you in a more chemicalized way. So ashwagandha is a really nice one, wild crafted. It is. And it has other benefits. But that's one of the things that kind of, if you're ever having an anxiety feeling, take at least, 10 drops of ashwagandha behind your tongue. And it's a little bitter, as you know. Anything bitter is good for you anyway, because they get rid of parasites. Ashwagandha, a little bitter, but put it underneath your tongue, and it'll take about maybe a minute and a half, and you'll start to feel calm. It helps. So that way you're not chemicalizing yourself. You don't want to take things like, what are those things? What's that drug they take to go to sleep? I forgot. What's that? Oh gosh, what's that drug? There's a drug that they take. I don't know what it is. It's something. I hear people say it all the time. They take it. Is it Xantax? Tranazole, Amble, Trazodone, Ambien? All of them? All of those. No, it's Xanax. There it is. Xanax. It's Xanax. I always hear people take it. I was like, why are you going to take that? It messes with your, listen, female population. For mothers to be, young, beautiful sea stars that haven't had children, you're messing up your eggs. We have the stock of eggs in our bodies for our babies now and in the future. Stop messing with your eggs. Eggs matter. Your eggs in your body. I tell my little ones that. They think it's so cute. They were like, we have eggs, like birds, kind of, sort of. But we have eggs in our body. So when you start taking heavy drugs, and that's why I say to the nieces that don't have children, smoking marijuana is not good for your eggs. It's not good. You're ruining your quality. You're ruining the genetic dexterity of your eggs. It really does. And I'm shocked that when they talk about sex ed, they never bring up the fact of telling these young women that what you do and put in your body affects the quality and genetic makeup of your eggs in your body. So you break down, the eggs are highly protected, they're shielded, but that's only for a certain period of time. So if you start getting tattoos and start smoking marijuana or smoking or taking any kind of drugs, it messes with your eggs. What you take causes a defragging of the genetic quality of your eggs. Eggs matter. I'm a mommy to many. Anyway, I'm gonna make a video because I get in arguments. Okay, let me not call it an argument. I get in disagreements with some of these religious men. A lot of these religious men come for me, and I don't know why they do it. I think they have some sort of they get off sexually for trying to come for me, thinking that they're gonna overwhelm me. Do they know who I am? I can't stop, won't stop. I'm the least person you want to try to suppress. But I'm saying I had to get in this heated conversation, challenging me. I told him I was Moses. And I'm here to lead my sea stars to the promised land. That's what I told him. When he was not stopping, I was like, listen, you are not the original. I give birth to life. I have a stargate between my legs. Tell me what miracle you've created with your penis other than sticking it in every female and just being able to watch from the sidelines as we produce a being inside of us and can give birth. Tell me what you can do. They get so upset. I have to tell them all the time, don't play with me. I have a galaxy. I have gateways between my legs. Yes, I do. And I can give birth to any species, any being. I give birth to many different complexions. What can you do? Don't tell me I'm not a goddess. Don't tell me that I'm not here and I'm not qualified to speak on energetic matters that concern our people here on earth. Please do not come for me, you males. I am not the one. You want to get swept? I am all that feisty. I will come toe to toe with you, and I could come toe to toe to you verbally, mentally, spiritually, and best believe because I work out 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, I will sweep your behinds up, wear you down. Don't play with me. I was having, yeah, I'm saying a lot of times these old patriarchy, they want to play with you. They like to test because they're so, listen, and that's not their fault. A lot of our females have allowed these males to feel like they're qualified to tell us what to do. They give these males a false sense of privilege to allot them to really speak about or advise us on our own state of being. A man can't tell you anything about being a female, not even one who's transitioned into one. I know that people are confused by living in a culture where men dictate everything, including fashion and including, what you do in your yoni, because the majority of gynecologists are males. But I'm telling you the truth. There is no male on this planet that should be counseling you to the degree that you supersede your own common sense and allow him to dictate what you do, what you say, how you think, and how you dress. And certainly not addressing how you give birth and what you give birth to. So yes, I told him I am Moses. I am the female version of Moses, and I am taking my sea stars to the promised land. And he is uninvited. Big up to the Muslim, the brother from Islam. to try to check me. Don't tell me I'm your subsidiary. I am your master. I give birth to you. You can't give birth to me. It's Freaky Friday. It's Feisty Friday. It's Feisty Friday. C-Star, stand up for yourself. Don't let these men, I don't care if you're mating with him. I don't care if he's masterfully having sex with his magic wand between your legs every night. You are the progenitor of life. You are the top tier. You have the say on what to do, how to do it, and how it should show up in the world. Please own your power. Please own your spirituality. Flamin' Friday. That's what I'm saying, C-Stars. And if he is not in alignment with you, pass him off to the next one and keep it moving, because there's another one who's better and more acclimated to you and your frequency. Don't you believe that there isn't any males. If he's not right for you, kindly say goodbye, open the door, free your space, and allow the next God son to come in and show and prove that he's worthy of your time and space. We need to stop giving spaces to these mentally ill men. They are mentally ill. They are suffering from a psychosis of nonsense and this sense of superiority that they have placated based on the fact that they've colonized most women's minds via their yoni. Come on now. When I go to school and I see these mothers, it is a mother who stays up all night. No, don't get it twisted. I see beautiful, beautiful males taking their children to school, parenting beautifully. I observe it. It exists. But I see a lot of diabolical, non-existing males in a lot of the females' lives. And I really appreciate the fact that they're not there, because I feel like, listen, if he's not qualified and healthy to be around your offspring, like if he can create offspring and have no affinity or any affection for his own offspring, it means he's suffering from a psychosis. He's probably all into that Stockholm syndrome, and he's not even healthy enough to be around other people. He best alone your own children. So I say keep it moving, thank him for your offspring, and take it from there. Remember, the strongest species of female animals don't require males to parent their children, and they rear both male and female offspring healthy, and it's fine. There are beautiful males, but there are some males, the patriarchy, suffering from psychoses, and they are infiltrating the sea star's yoni space, and they are in your minds creating all kinds of MK Ultra, all kinds of infectious diseases via, STDs, sexually transmitted demons. And since it's Freaky Friday, Feisty Friday, Fiery Friday, I'm just saying, masturbation is better than having a depreciated wand between your legs. I'm going to keep it real. I know it's not for Lorena After Dark, but I got to keep it real. Some of you feel like, having in-house wand is the end-all, be-all, even if he's creating havoc, creating hell in your household, making your children feel less than qualified, making you feel like you have to do everything while he sits and maybe throws the garbage out and throws you a little wands every once in a while that's halfway because he's not eating properly and he's eating a whole bunch of genetically modified food and his penis can barely get hard anymore. So you sit there thinking you're thankful and grateful because all your girlfriends are single, but notice that all your single girlfriends are probably happier because they're not washing all his dirty underwear and watching him walk around the house like he's holier than thou. That's my rant. Big up to the sea stars. Big up to you mommies. You all rock. We're going to the promised land, and if you are not a qualified sun star, you can't come. You can't even hold a torch. Some of you can't even hold your wand long enough and hard enough to even have a conversation with some of my beautiful sea stars. You need to leave them alone. Some of you sun stars. I need to be the one counseling some of the males out here and telling them that they need to find a little island where they can play with each other and just leave us alone. I'm sorry. It's one of these days. I love you, our sun stars, our divine males. I do. I have a divine male. I love him. Pick up to Kirk. I'm feisty with him every day, all day. I pray for him. Giving a bacterial infections. Exactly. They don't drink enough water. They're drinking malt liquor. Yeah, a lot of them are drinking malt liquor. So they're not even ashaying with clear, wine and spirits. They're drinking malt liquor and they're infecting your beautiful yonis. Do you know how wonderful? I see all you sea stars. You don't realize I see you. I see you daily. And you are some of the most beautiful. Listen, I get solicited by males who want to solicit y'all. They want all of you. They feel like they if they could get you all shoved in their mouths, they would be in goddess heaven. They do. They see how beautiful, listen, and it's a testament to who I am because you're a representative of me as I'm a representative of you. They see how beautiful and how beautifully you shine inside and out. They hear your mindset. They feel your frequency. They see that and they want that for themselves, but they're not qualified. They're not qualified because they're not humble. In order to have one of you sea stars, they have to humble themselves, not to make themselves lower, but they have to humble themselves to your divinity. They have to qualify themselves to even be in your frequency. We give too many entries to some of these low field, unqualified, GMO eating, malt liquor drinking, dirty draw having, talk smack, reading books all day, but not taking care of their own families, unable to even work and be in the world in functional ways, suppressing women feeling that we give too much credence and too much space for these diabolical low field males. Why? Why are you doing it? If you don't want to have healthy offspring with him, don't sleep with him. Any man, and I haven't had a lot of lovers, you know this because I was married for 17 years. Any man who's been between my yoni space has been qualified to be a father. Any man that comes with me and in me is qualified to be a good father. So if I show up with an offspring, he's already shown himself worthy of that position. I didn't take his credit check after he showed up. I got his credit check before he showed up. Before he even went in the gate, I qualified him. Come on now. We got to do better. I'm seeing some of our C-stars crying over these low field garbage, these garbage eaters, and they're crying over them. Why? My Nazi is a piece of work. He is absolutely out of his mind. He is mentally unstable. This is why I had to leave him alone. When I was with him, I was mentally ill. Because to be with someone who abuses you, to treat you unwell, it is part of my psychoses. To be with someone who doesn't value you, that is your psychoses. Because if you valued yourself, even in the smallest, smallest way, you would be unable to be with someone who mistreats you. You leaving today? That's right. Wash his laundry, the last load, Kendra, and keep him moving, because there is a bigger, better, more qualified Sunstar out there, and he is waiting for you, but you have somebody sitting in the seat that can't afford the VIP space. These are the conversations as mothers you need to have with you. Uh-oh, I'm loud. Y'all have to tell me I'm loud. I'm yelling, and it's like mad people. Wait. Oh, wait. I'm mad loud. I'm mad loud. There's like people standing over there. What? Okay. Yeah, talk to your daughters. Talk to your nieces. Talk to your family members. Talk to your sisters. Talk to your mothers. Some of you have to tell your mothers. If he doesn't have the currency to afford your frequency, that he needs not be in that space. It's Friday. You are beautiful. Go take your wonderful sea salt baths tonight. Clear off all his energies. Steam your yoni with sage and rose quartz. And some of you need some Florida water too to get some of those demonic things out of your yoni space. Clear him out. Cut those energetic cords. Sit in meditation and cut those cords. And go to a drum circle, or to a sometimes you go to those what is it called, poetry, those poetry nights when they have spoken words. Go all shea buttered up, have your hair all smelling like sage and shea butter. Go out looking beautiful, smelling good, your yoni's cleared of all the demons. Go to yourself to drum circle and find yourself and be in the frequency of men who are in your same level of vibration. And you don't have to be with them. You don't have to hurt them. You don't have to even engage sexually with them, but you need to be in that frequency, because if you don't know it, you can't recognize it and you can't pull it. You have to be around those who are healthy, and then it will pull in, because your frequency will recognize it. So once you recognize those healthy males, then you could start pulling in a different frequency, and then you can have choices. Okay, he's not my type. Okay. Oh, his pheromones are fire, but maybe he's just a little too short. Maybe visually I don't like that. Okay, maybe, oh, he's a good fatherly figure. Okay, I like that. You'll have choices. You should have at least 4 choices. Listen, I'm a woman. Act as if I'm your mother. I'm the crazy auntie that your parents keep you away from because I talk about ETs. I'm that auntie. Okay, take me as, oh, that's auntie right now. She's going to talk about ETs, but she's going to tell us the good stuff on what to do with males. You should always have 4, 1 + 3, 4 choices, so that you have a good, healthy dynamic of choices to pick from, a good pool to pick from. Because having 2 choices is not really choices. That's kind of like, okay, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I mean? So 2 choices is not enough. 4 choices. I'm not talking about swapping men sexually. You know, I don't agree with that. There's no reason to have sex with men and to that degree. But 4 choices of males that are soliciting to you in your same frequency that you can pick, cherry pick from. Okay, is he attentive? Does he call me? Does he care about how, when I'm sad, is he present? Is he only present when I'm pretty and happy? Is he good around family? Does he have a good relationship with his mother? Does he show up in the world? Does he have a good reputation with other people? Like when you walk around with him, does everyone say hi to him? They're friendly with him because they recognize he's a good person? Is he a pillar of responsibility? Is he generous with his time and resources? So if he has an extra moment at lunch, he goes and buys you lunch too, and he buys you exactly what you like without the onions. Okay? I want to talk about Childish Gambino. Everybody's talking about Childish Gambino's video. I think he's throwing out gems. Big up to Fiji Girl. We were talking about that too. I think he's throwing out gems and codes. I think him and, I agree, Kanye, because Fiji Girl said that as well. Him and Kanye are throwing out little codes, like subcodes, subliminal codes. Because they can't outwardly say anything because the dark cabal is on it. They got bots, techie bots that pick up on phrases, key phrases, and things that have to do with their adverse. They can't. I think his whole video was based on clues and keys and gems. He's telling you, like, he's dancing in the midst of all this chaos. He's engaged in it, but it's not even phasing him. It's almost like he's in it, but he's not. I actually thought that was a very creative video. It was a very creative video, very well orchestrated. I think it talks to the environment that many are engaged in. I think it speaks to the diabolical nature of the world, but also the numbing of our sensory that many walk through the world seeing such heinous things. You know, when I talk to my mate, and I'll give an example. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I hope he doesn't mind. I'm going to share something with you that's tragic. And I think some people don't hear this. My mate came from Jamaica at 5. You know, came at 5 to the States. And he lived in the Bronx, right? And he was looking out the window at a 5-year-old boy. 5. Now, take any of you who are parents. You have 5-year-old children, right? His first view of a murder was out of his window when he sees a man that was someone that the neighborhood really liked getting approached by another man on the street. A little argument happened and the man stabbed him over 20 and 30 times while a little 5-year-old boy who was from a little island is watching his first murder in the United States of America. So when I see Gambino's video, it's very reminiscent of what some of y'all have been exposed to. And I remember him talking about it, and it's still a vivid memory in his head. And this man is strong. He's one of the most powerful warriors I know, if not the best. He's powerful, he's strong, he's why I chose him. But that is the reality of America. When a little 5-year-old boy can look at a mirror, listen to the Freudian slip, a mirror. Listen to what I just said, a mirror. Can look at a window and see a man getting murdered. And he said his body stayed there all night. And in the daytime, even when they got his body, they left it in the street like a dirty dog, because this is in the hood. And they put chalk around his body. That's back in the days when they used to put chalk around the bodies. So, you know, a lot of people talk to people who are, you know, I feel that it's very important for us who have been privileged or who have sat in a seat of living without that kind of overt trauma. It's very, very important for us to empathize and sympathize for those who have experienced that. Because that kind of trauma is something that does not leave you. My mate is quite seasoned now, and it is one of his thoughts that he remembers, and it's never left him. So you take the children living in the hoods or the trailer parks who are seeing murders daily, or seeing their mothers being beaten daily, or seeing their mothers being depreciated by the men in their house daily. And you tell me that that's not going to change who they are and who they become and how they show up in the world. Okay? So when you have that kind of trauma that you're exposed to, what will you become? So when you see Gambino's video, when he shoots the man in the head at the beginning, bam, walks on, dances like it's nothing, don't be shocked And don't think that that's not what people are exposed to, and that they're going around just acting like it's all good in the hood, like nothing ever happened, because that numbs your sensory. And also, we got to take into account that a lot of these children are also playing video games. What's that, Theft Auto? Some of you are letting your children play Grand Theft Auto and shooting games, when they're shooting people in these video games, simulated video games, where they're shooting people in the head, animals in the head, running over dogs, running over old ladies. Do you think that does not affect their consciousness? Yeah. Do you think that doesn't affect how insensitive they become? You're desensitizing them. So when they do see a tragedy, it does not affect them as it should. We have a whole bunch of males right now that are desensitized and are feminized. So you have desensitized, feminized males, and you wonder why the relationship status quo of couples, is not really cohesive anymore. Come on. That's why we're moving to the jungle. I say you move to the jungle with me. I'm a jungle brother. Clean. Remember the Jungle Brothers? Jungle Brothers? I love the Jungle Brothers. I'm a jungle chick. I want to raise my daughters around little boys that are healthy. I want them to have healthy choices of males that are so beautifully reared that they're not only protective, but they're sensitive. And it's okay for them to be so. I want my daughters to have healthy choices of males so that my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren show up in the world with such mastery and purpose that I can be incarnated in any one of my offspring's family and comfortably be okay with that. See, many of you don't realize that by not cultivating the very eggs inside of your body as a female, taking ownership of the eggs, of the offspring, the potentiality of the offsprings inside of you, that you leave yourself susceptible of being incarnated in your own karma. So you wonder why certain people are born into drug addicted families, because you were a drug addict in your past life, and you have to bear the burden of the karma you inflicted on your offspring, on your gene pool. So you don't get to relieve yourself from duty when you die here. You come back in a body that's depreciated from the same trauma that you inflicted on yourself in a previous life. You get no anonymity energetically. So when I see all these young sea stars and they say, "Oh, Fleur, you're such a, come on, you're uptight. Why don't you want to get down with us?" I get down for myself. I'm a supporter of the sea stars who love themselves. I don't have to get drunk and high to have a good time. What does that say about yourself? Everybody I go around is like, oh my God, I can't wait to get off work so I could get high, or I could get turned up. Why do you have to be turned? Why you gotta be turned up from having a drink and having your sensory numbed? Turned up means your senses are on point. Like when I go dancing, that music I hear, I hear it. I can react to it. I'm not numb to it. I feel it. It goes in my body. Even when I'm working out today, I'm listening to one song. I love Twerk It, by, it's, I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan, but this song, Twerk It, with what's his name? Oh gosh, I forgot his name. He's a rapper. I love him. Anyway, I'm listening to Twerk It, Twerk It, Twerk It. I'm working out and I'm amped. I have like the weird, you can always read my expressions. Busta Rhymes right now. Oh, listen, I was working out. I was listening to Busta Rhymes. Yeah, Nicki Minaj is a biobot. You know that. I'm gonna make a video. I have so many videos to make. I'm gonna make a video about the bloodline of those who are getting crumbs. They're all Caribbean. That's all Caribbean women in the industry. They're all Caribbean women, right? So you have Nicki Minaj, who's your Trini. You don't realize that Cardi B, that's why I say it's all the same bloodline. Nobody puts that together. It's all the same bloodline. Nicki Minaj is Caribbean, right? But what do you think they were? You could tell I'm not drinking caffeine, so I'm like, I need some water. Nicki Minaj, then you have Cardi B. Do you realize that her mother is, it's not the father that matters, it's the mother. Her mother's Trinidadian, right? She's Trini. Do you know that Little Kim, what is Little Kim? She's Jamaican. What was Foxy Brown? Trini. Why do you think they have the same bloodline? What is Rihanna? Caribbean. That's the same, that's a bloodline that they're perpetuating. They're giving crumbs to particular bloodlines. All of that hip hop, all of that. Even when you see people from the South, what do you think that is? That's the Caribbean bloodline. Anyone from the South is a Caribbean bloodline. Only when you start going West Coast, that's another type of bloodline. But it still placates into the nigga bloodline. Those are the crumbs. They get the lowest of, they get people from particular bloodlines. Beyonce's Creole. That's Haitian. Remember, all the Louisiana brown people are mixed with the Haitians. The Haitian women were brought over to Louisiana. Remember we talked about the Andromedans seeding themselves? That's the Haitian bloodline. It's all one and the same. It's all the same umbrella. Cheers. Anything from the South, from okay, let's see. Everything is from the South. So you get North Carolina's in there, South, Louisiana, Mississippi. I would say it could go as far as Atlanta, some of that Georgia line. That's all the Taino, the Carib, the Arawak, but it's all still the Nega line. It's still the Anunnaki bloodline. That's why they keep doing the same, they get the same bloodline. You think that Cardi B wasn't cherry picked? Cardi B is garbage. I'm not disrespecting her. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Her rap game is garbage. I am an old school, listen, I know hip hop inside and out. I was solicited by every hip hop, I think it's all the hip hop heads who used to solicit me as a geek back in the days. I am hip hop. Her lyrical skills are garbage. Nicki Minaj, as bio-bot as she is, has 100 times more talent than her. She has zero talent. I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did. I don't know who she put up to get that position, but she did something to get that position there. Cardi B is garbage. They put her up there like she was a cherry on top of a sundae with that no talent that she has. And she's highly unintelligent, meaning she's done so much drugs and alcohol. Her field and frequency is so low. I heard somebody send me a video of her sister doing a rant talking about Azealia Banks on, she was talking about Azealia Banks. The girl, her sister couldn't even have a conversation. She's mentally ill. Like she literally is verbally handicapped. She did something. I don't know who she sold out. She's from a bloodline. Remember who her mother is. You notice she only talks about her father being Dominican. Fathers don't matter. It is the mitochondria that matters. You best believe she is Trinidadian. She came from a womb of a Trini. That's where she came. And it's all relative. That's why Nicki Minaj was upset, because she's being replaced by someone of the same bloodline. Yeah, I listened to a conversation with Cardi B. She's cognitively limited. I'm not disrespecting her. I apologize. It's not it's an observation. She's cognitively disadvantaged. She is. I would question her education. I'm not saying the education in the United States is the bomb.com, but her verbal communication is very limited, like someone who's done a lot of drugs and alcohol, or who is cognitively limited based on genetic mutation of some sort. So I'm just, when I listen to Cardi B's music, it's garbage. Her beats are bad because her beats are on point because she's got the best, she's got the best producers. But she's garbage. Lyricists, why she's garbage? And she said, I don't get it. I don't know what she did though. She did something.
You know, and I'm sure her sister will come on here. Azealia Banks was coming at her. I'm no fan of Azealia Banks, but Azealia Banks, in her worst day, has better lyrical skills than Cardi B. And I'm not a fan of Azealia. I'm really not. So, but I'm just saying, when you listen to people like Queen Latifah, you know, you listen to people like Money Love, not Money Love, MC Light, uh, who else? All these, well, forget it, you know, all these up to date lyricists that are females. And also, you have to realize that the majority of females that are MCs are lesbians. Okay? Salt and Pepper. I mean, all of the MCs. Take them and compare them to Cardi B. Take the beat off of Cardi B's songs and then listen to Cardi B's songs with no music. Remember, she can't do a freestyle. She can't come on with anyone and do a freestyle. She would be made, and she would be embarrassed. Let's do a freestyle on the rooftop somewhere in the Bronx, Uptown, Washington Heights style. Let's do that. Let's take some of the old school hip hop heads and sit her on the roof and let's see how Cardi B does. She's garbage. She couldn't even hold a torch to any of these seasons. I don't care what biobots. You take Nicki Minaj's biobot and you have her be lyricist style with Cardi B. Cardi B would be placed in the ambulance and taken out because she would be flatlined. It's garbage. So you got to take this. Why are they hyping her up? Why they put her there? There's a reason for that. No, Queen Latifah. Oh, the majority of female MCs are gay. There's no shade. Majority of them gay. Trina, Queen Latifah. Who else? Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is just she likes girls, strictly. I don't care what man she's with. From what I know, she likes purely women. That's her thing. That's if you. I don't want to blow spots because then I'll tell my intel. Yeah, like I said, the majority of the majority of MCs that are female, including Remy. Oh no, I didn't. Damn. Whew. You know when I got a big mouth? I shouldn't have said that. I got a big mouth. A big mouth. Oh, it's like when you can't take that moment. What I know, I said it. All right, I'm just saying the majority of females MCs are gay. Oh, yeah. It is a bloodline, but remember, it's deeper than what you know. Remember, I talked about the Andromedans. I talked about the original Andromedans are indigenous, but they come from one umbrella. And I told you that they don't like males. Okay? None of the Andromedan seeded, even amongst the nigga line, they don't like males. They strictly like females. If they're messing with males, it's more so for some social visual thing. Just my opinion. I got a big mouth. Sometimes I get on here, I just go on rants, and then I get a phone call like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "I didn't mean to." I apologize for anyone I just blew their spot. I'm saying I'm not blowing a spot like being a lesbian is bad. I'm just saying that the majority of MC females are gay. Okay, I've seen it, been there, wrote the book on it. So it is what it is. But that's the same bloodline. But you have to be careful because whenever we're gonna find out what Miss Cardi B did. We're gonna find out what she did because I tell you. And look at another person who was part of the Caribbean sect. What's her name? Superhead. Superhead was sleeping on the people. You know, Superhead is from the Virgin Islands, right? So Superhead is another Caribbean woman. They're all Caribbean women. It's a certain bloodline. Nobody looks at that. The majority of women in hip hop are all from one particular sect of galactic beings. And that is because they're going into home court advantage. So they had to set up shop so that when we did the crossover into our home court advantage, it would be easier and more permissible because we would have already a system set up so that we can nicely shift over into that. But they took the lowest field a lot of the lowest field females and converted them to like a lower frequency, you know, kind of placators of the patriarchy. That's what they did. So, but they're part of a certain bloodline. You look at every female. I bet you if you go into every one of them, you'll see that they're all the same genetics. But have they been on our side? It's not. It's not that they're not on our side. See, this is the thing. The system is already predetermined to a certain degree, with a couple of you know, shape-shifting differences. Okay, so everything is already purposefully aligned for when new cycles come online. They already have everything set up. What they purposefully do is give positions to a certain bloodline previous to the new cycle coming on, because they want to have a little bit of leeway with them. They want to have some they want to be attached to them. So what they do is they knew that this cycle was coming with the bloodline of the Andromedans and the Nega, one and the same, online. They knew it was coming. So what did they do? They placed these women and men purposefully in positions with crumbs. They're not getting the big amount of money. They're getting a little bit of shine, right? They place them there so that when we go to a new home court advantage, they have a say because they're attached to them, because it's almost like they put them in a position so they owe them, because most of them took a blood oath. So now when they go into the new position, they bring in some of that old patriarchy with them, just remnants of it, because they feel it's like ownership. It's like, I made you this, so you owe me when you get to your status quo, and we're not on top. So you're gonna exchange the favor back, kind of like that. I feel like I'm existing in 2 dimensions simultaneously and watching. Yes, you are. And remember, you have the merging of the timelines too. Remember, we're going back into 0 point. Everything's converging. You ever watch the movie Jumanji? At the end of the game of Jumanji, when they win and they play everything, everybody goes back into the game, but it goes back the way it came. So when the rhinos are running out the door, then they come back backwards through the door. That's what we're doing. So you're getting the converging of the different timelines. That's why you're feeling everything. It has to be, everything's overlapping on one another. So all the timelines that you are coexisting with, like we talked about this, I think in Aquarius Rising, right? We talked about how you may have a mate. You used to have a mate, right? But you broke up. But in other times, I talked about it. In other timelines, you're with them. So what happens is that all of a sudden, those timelines are converging and this person is trying to come back in your life, or you have memories of being with them in another life, but you're not with them. You know what I mean? It's because it's collectively coming together. And then you're having dreams with them, because really you're together with them in another timeline, and the merging is making you have memories, to get memories. Even little decisions that you made that you didn't realize were splinters into your reality. Like you may have made the decision to have a baby instead of going to school. But then in the other realities, you went to school and you became a doctor, or you became an executive, whatever you did. But in those other timelines, you have it. So now when it's merging, you're getting remnants of those other timelines in here, remnants of those other decisions that you made. It's the convergence of the different timelines. And many of the memories are coming in your dream state. Finally got it. I'm having dreams of my grandmother. Granny could be fancy one. Granny could be Granny. If she's not living here, she could still be living in another timeline. Okay. So, and remember, the people who just passed away have much more permissibility to interact with you than ever before, because we're in a stage where the veil between the different timelines and the different realms are very, very thin, if at all there. So you may be getting communication. Like I said, when my father died, he communicated immediately. I didn't have the time in between my father died. He communicated immediately. And it was so surreal, it was ridiculous. So I never really mourned. I mourned my father in a physical way, but as far as his presence, he's still here. And he's staying. I'm grateful for my grandmother to come through. She transitioned last year. Okay. So Tony girl, she will be able to communicate with you more than ever. Allow for that receptivity too, because they don't want to traumatize their offspring or their grandchildren. Sometimes we want things, but it scares us. And on a certain note, sometimes in your subconscious, she can read your mind and she knows what's permissible to you. So just get past the fear, because if you're fearful of things that are like supernatural, because it can be disconcerting. I've gotten over it in the last couple of years, but you might have a little bit of a fear that she's aware of, or she thinks she knows. So she may not come to you in an overt way, because there may be some, I'm just saying it could be, it may not be. Maybe she's waiting, but I'm just saying maybe she's waiting. What if my baby is my grandmother? That could be it. Well, you already know that happens, fancy one. Absolutely. You know that could, does she feel like Granny? If she feels like Granny, that's Granny. It definitely, if she feels like Granny, that's Granny. You know, you could tell. They smell like them sometimes. They feel like them. They look at you. The eyes usually recognize it. The way their mannerisms, because your mannerisms don't change. Your soul carries certain mannerisms throughout different incarnations. She may hold her hand. The baby may hold her hand a certain way that Granny used to do. She may do, her lips may fold under like Grannies used to do. Okay, so watch the little physical cues of the baby. It's beautiful. They come back. And I was hoping to give birth to my father, but he's still here in spirit. Like I was hoping to give birth to him with a son. You know, that would have been beautiful, because I don't have a son, but I was hoping to give birth to a son and give birth to my father. That was like, I wanted that. I did. You know, I said it when he passed. I was like, Daddy, I want to give birth to you. I want to bring you back in a beautiful way. I want to bring you back and do every wonderful thing, because I was a daddy's girl. So I want to give birth to my father and give him everything, even more than what he gave me. My father has given me a wealth of wonderful things, including love and security. So I want to bring him back in a new world where he'd be just as permissible in the jungle, and I want to give him everything. I don't know. That's just kind of my thought. So anyway, I think I went on a rant in all kinds of ways. But other folks are co-signing Dog Whistler. So anyway, family, I think I went on a YouTube rant. I don't even know if I stayed on topic for this video. 3 years later, I told her I would love her. I like her mother. Like her mother. Should have breaking the cycle. Aw. Yes, Susanna, Susanna, I will be posting on Patreon tonight. I most likely will do bug out bags tonight on Patreon. I feel like, because I want to go on my bug out bags anyway and recalibrate everything. So I'll probably do bug out bags on survival stuff on Patreon tonight. And I might go into the 4 tiers of the matriarchy. That will go on Patreon, because there's some demonic people, not y'all, but there's some demonic attachments on here that always like to watch my videos and soak it in, and they don't deserve the gems. You deserve the gems, but not those other beings. So I'll talk about the 4 tiers of the matriarchy, and I'll give you the bloodlines. That's gonna be interesting. And then I'm gonna go through my bug out bag. I feel like doing it tonight, so I rarely make videos at night, but I'll do it on Patreon. I'll do my bug out bag tonight, because I want to kind of go through my bug out bag and kind of go. And people were asking about the payment. Listen, if you go on Patreon, you know it's a paid site. Don't go on there, because that's what it is. I go on there to keep the trolling down, and it is paid. They get paid, and I do. So it is a paid site. So, you know, I know a lot of people went on and was like, oh, Fleur, everything I give you is mostly free. I do. My YouTube, I talk to you all the time. Instagram now. If you're on Cypher, you get a lot of my gems anyway. But certain things I do on Patreon now. So that just keeps, I didn't do the blog talk last night because I had plans. So I'm sorry. For those who waited for blog talk, I shared a video for everyone on Cypher though. But I didn't do blog talk because I had plans a little bit running into the night. It wasn't all the way through the night. Can you consider a set price per month instead of price per video? I tried to do that. I did that before. It doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't. I'm trying to play with the different types of things with Patreon. Patreon's very, it's a good site to a certain degree because it keeps trolling out, but it's very difficult to really finagle. So yes, you're right. I did last time I did the month, but it turned out a certain way and I didn't like it. So I don't make as many videos on Patreon because I don't want people getting charged a crap load of money. So that's why you notice I don't do too much on Patreon, because before I was doing too much and it was per video. So people are charging. But just know, if you go to the video, it's a paid video. Don't pay for it if you don't want to pay for it. You don't have to. Don't do it. Don't pay for it unless you want to see the video. Just know that, because, you know, again, it is a paid site. Patreon is not a free site. They get paid just as much. So just know that. I always say that so that, you know, be very mindful. It's a site, especially when it comes to payments. If you want to pay for the video, pay for it. If you don't, do not. Okay. What else? I think that's it. Oh, the conference. Then I'm going to talk about the conference, because the conference is coming up. I really have to go on to the conference. People are booking tickets. So if you're booking tickets for the conference, do so. Many are asking if they can come to the conference and pay at the door. I'm thinking about it. I have security. So, you know, many, you know, like I said, there's patriarchy who really like our yoni spaces, who want to get our yoni space. I'm being honest. And they're planning to come last minute. You like men who want to come and they don't want me to know they're coming. So they want to come last minute. Listen, Sunstars, if you're coming to the conference and you have an affinity for me, I appreciate it, but I have way prettier, way more beautiful and available sea stars. So if you're coming and this is what you want to come to the conference for, and you I've got some beautiful sea stars that are single and available. I'm just not. So if you're coming thinking that you're going to sweep me off my feet, I tell you, they tell me everything. I'd like to see you come, all of you come, but I'm just saying, I'm quite taken. So for some of you who would like to solicit me and tell me that you're going to convince me to leave my mate, there's going to have to be a lot of convincing. But I have beautiful sea stars that are prettier, smarter, and way more available than myself. So if you're coming to the conference, by all means, they're in there. We're going to have a good time. Let me stop joking. Anyway, if you're coming to the conference, figure out if you can come that day and pay. I don't think it's a big deal, but remember, I just like for everything to go well. So if you're getting your tickets, you know you get your tickets at 13fleurbroon13@gmail.com. Okay, so if you're coming, I don't mind that you buy it later. There's still tickets left. People buy them in spurts because I don't really advertise that much, because I feel like if you're coming, you deserve to come. You know what I mean? You already know how I get down. I feel like if you're meant to be to this conference, I don't need to propel you to be there. You're just going to come. I don't like pushing people or asking people to come, because it's like, I almost feel like I want to stay within the realm of what the universe is perpetuating. And I feel like whatever gems are to be shed and shared will be with those who are actually there. So, but also someone's doing a documentary on myself and those coming. So just, you know, you'll be able to see the documentary after the fact of the conference and how it led up to there. So that'll be interesting. So if you get a chance to see that. So, but if you're booking your conference tickets and you haven't done it yet, go to 13fleurbroon13@gmail.com. And I know people want me to advertise it more. I should. I will. You know, I'll talk about it more. There are people booking tickets. I just feel like if you want to come, come. It's nice. And also for those who are doing the VIP, you know, we're having a little kiki on the rooftop of a castle. It's being held in a castle, purple and white castle. Only Andromedans can make this happen. It's a purple and white castle. It's beautiful. We're going to be sky watching. Hopefully our mothership will come and get us so we can go to our jungle and be happy ever after. So after the conference is on the 14th, on a Saturday the 14th. And it is from 11 to 8 p.m. And after the conference, we're doing, if you paid for VIP, you go on the rooftop with us. You have accessibility to all of us up there. And we'll be doing a little kiki on the rooftop. There'll be some snacks, some goodies, and we'll be doing sky watching up there. So do enjoy if you come. They're gonna beam us up. Yeah, the price of the VIP is $300, but the regular conference is $150. I did that because I feel like people want to come. They don't necessarily want to hang out at night either. So you have an option. You can come and just do the conference, and the conference, you get us anyway. You get all the gems. So you come to the conference. VIP is like you get the kiki on the rooftop with us. You also get the activity list. You also get brunch, and you also get a goodie bag via my compliments. So you know I'm very bougie and stushy a little bit. So I wanted to make it so that if you do that, you get all that one stuff. So, I mean, I did do the different prices because I feel like young people wanted to come and they didn't necessarily want to pay $300, and they'll stay and they'll have you. So, but there'll be a table, and I'll have some goodies and snacks that you can get as well. I got to do that as well, and healthy snacks. So you'll have some stuff there. And I know the t-shirts, people are waiting for t-shirts and stuff. You can buy t-shirts even if you're not going, shirts and sweaters, even if you're not going to the conference. That'll be, I think next month, that'll be available. So if you want to purchase a shirt or a t-shirt, or, I have to make sure it's good quality, because anything that's stamped with my name, I want it to be the best. I am a New Yorker in that way. What else? I think that's it. So, I mean, as far as the conference come, this is the first, listen, I am the first woman of color, copper woman, that is doing this. And I'm doing it all. So you want to support the cause, you want to support the vision seeds. Every dollar, every cent is going to sanctuary. I told you I would only do this if I could afford to do it. So I'm paying to be flown up. I have to tell you this because I'm proud of myself. I didn't think I could actually do it. I didn't think I'm paying for everybody to fly up. I'm paying for them to speak. I'm making sure that everybody's has accommodations. I'm making sure that I bought out the place, the rooftop, because I'm a New Yorker. That's what we do. We buy out the rooftop. I bought out the rooftop so that we could kiki afterwards. And I made sure I had a beautiful place that is in alignment with the Andromedan energy. It is a castle. It is magical. So you will have a good time coming. And you get a list of things we're going to do while you're in Orlando. So some of us are getting together with our little people. We're going to do I think it's more of a donation than anything else. If you could pony that out, it's a good time, and it's like having a party, and all of us get to meet up. A lot of us talk all the time. We interact with one another. We never get a chance to meet with one another. So this will be a time we do. And remember, you're going to be safe because I have security. So I always say this because, like I said, I got to keep it real. There's security there, so you're safe coming. Also, I look forward to all the ETs interacting with us that day, because normally at conferences, there's some non-human beings that always come to the conferences. That's why I probably have to allow for tickets to be bought that day, because I think sometimes I have to allow for those beings that show up at these conferences. They always do. So I want to see what non-human beings show up. We look forward to that. If you ever hear Dr. Delbert Blair's story of the beings he met, that's right, Bodica, you got your ticket. That was really exciting. Remember when Dr. Delbert Blair talked about how he met the Alpha Centaurians? If you listen to the story about that, every time you go to conferences, there's always non-human beings. They show up. They always do. So it's almost like an observation, and also to kind of bring up the frequency. They're going to invoke us, our frequency. They'll actually activate us. Now I'm hoping there's certain bloodlines that show up that will help to activate us even more. So like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's a Fleur-Brun experience. It's called the Fleur-Brun Experience Experiencer Conference 2018. If it does well, we're gonna be, do they steal energies? They steal our energies through our phones. Fancy one. Hey, how you doing, hon? Are you behaving yourself?
No, never.
No.
How are you?
Good. Don't you look
life?
Good. Why you look so tired?
I look so tired?
Yeah.
How tired I look?
You look tired, sleepy.
Huh?
Who's keeping you up at night?
Nobody. Me. I watch a lot of TV. I need to exercise more, get in shape.
Well, that's what I'm doing too.
I look that tired, do I?
Yeah, no, you do a little bit. You look tired. You need a nap.
I look like
You need a nap, some sunshine, and a good smoothie, and good company.
That's a lot of things I'm eating. What have you been up to?
Nothing. I just came from the gym a little while ago.
Do you live in Windermere too?
Huh?
I see your car, I think, in the Windermere once. I don't know if you live
Probably. No, I don't live in Windermere. I live right around the corner.
That's good for you.
I'm close.
Because somebody almost ran me over with the same car.
What, are you trying to say I ran you over?
I swear to God.
No, I didn't try to run you
I was
over.
on my motorcycle and I almost get killed. It's all right.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You're not that,
I'm not that insidious.
cruel,
No, not today. Maybe tomorrow. All right, sweetie. All right, take care. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so rude. That's the Viking. That's the Viking. He's a Viking. He come now. That gentleman there. I wish some of you sea stars were single. Some of you single? He's a Viking. He's actually, remember I talked about the bloodline of a Viking? He comes from one of those royal bloodlines. His family comes from, he's Nordic. He comes from the Antilles. Antilles? Yeah. He comes from actually the royal bloodline. I know, remember, my father's side of the family are aristocrats. So I know many, 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 many people. So he's one of them. He's Hansel. He's single. And he's very generous. I'm gonna make him come to the conference. See, this is what's fun because you get to come to my neck of the woods, so you get to see some of my friends too. Oh, look at the love bugs. You don't see the love bugs? I want you to see a love bug. Yeah, to the conference. I'm gonna force him to come to the conference. He's Viking blood. He's a Viking. Yeah. So, that again, some of us have people that's based on cosmic agreements, and also sometimes there's treaties amongst different cosmic levels. So complexion wise and so on, you will be with people from the same bloodlines who have treaties with your people galactically. We'll have a whole conversation about that. Yeah, he's a Viking. I could tell you one thing about him. His brother is it his brother? Dating Miss Switzerland, Miss Sweden? It's either Miss Switzerland or Miss Sweden. His brother, that's his wife. Oh, his wife is girlfriend, one of them. Where are our lunar sisters that sound like a good catch? Yes, that's a good catch. Yeah, he's not a good catch. But he's a good guy. He's a good guy, and he's not married. All right, I think I talked to you enough. Hopefully I didn't bore you. Actually, I have to. You said my divine male. I wish I could tell me where he's from. Where are the lunar? They are fierce warriors. Yes. Anyway, family, I'm out of here. I think I was talking about the conference before, but anyway, if you're going to come to the conference. It'll be fun. It's in Orlando. I picked the most inexpensive spot to go, which is the most fun. Orlando's fun. As much as it's talked about the most satanic place, this is the land of Disney where fantasies come true. It's the most beautiful place. And like I said, it will have a good time with everyone. So I'll probably advertise more about the conference. But I'm not going to over advertise because, again, I know people are getting on me like, say it to everybody, tell everybody. It is what it is. If you come, you come. I want to see you in person. It'll be beautiful. You get to actually talk to everybody, a lot of people who you meet on here on screen. You get to meet Barry Littleton. You get to meet Ray Hernandez, who's wrote the book of tons of experiences. You're actually going to take one of this wonderful survey talking about your experiences to tell you if you've been in contact with ETs. Sonia Barrett, I'm flying here from California. I'm excited about the Sonia Barrett so much. And you actually get Ja Vega, who's going to talk and connect the astrologics to the galactic key connections. So, I mean, you're going to have each one of us, which is all together. And no one's ever done this. So it'll be interesting. There's a spider on my shoulder. Is there a spider on my shoulder? No, there's no spider on my shoulder. Sometimes I don't get fearful. As you know, I'm not fearful of bugs. Yeah, it's probably not a spider on my shoulder. It's probably a love bug. It's love bug season. Oh, it's a joke? Stop being silly. Yeah. There's something else I was going to tell you. I forgot. Anyway, I got to go to Whole Foods to the devil and get my little one likes something from Whole Foods. I got to go and read 50 million labels right now. I probably should make a video on the hellish, diabolical schemes of putting soy in everything. I should really show you. If I have enough battery space, I might just make a video and upload it on the other Floorburn channel to show you the diabolical nature of these beasts. They're putting soy lecithin in everything. I couldn't believe it. Like things I verified, it's ridiculous. High fructose corn syrup is not the problem anymore because I don't touch anything with high fructose corn syrup. It's the soy. I'm allergic to soy, and I think I purposefully came in a body, but so are many of those who are genetically connected to me. Yeah, natural pads. Natural pads. You shouldn't be using any pads with formaldehyde. Any pads that you buy, what are the names of the pads? I haven't bought Menses pads from a regular thing in a long time. I don't even know the names. What is it called? What are the names of those pads called? Oh my God. I forgot the name. See, that's how long I haven't used it. Always. Okay, always. What's another one? Stay free. Listen to the name. There's all kinds of MK Ultra, all kinds of. No, you don't stay free with formaldehyde between your legs, and stop using toilet paper with bleach on it. Don't get Kotex. Yeah, stop using all that garbage. That has formaldehyde. You wonder why women have issues going on in their womb space. You put in tampons, you're leaving acidic chemicals in your womb around your eggs. Yeah, there's so many natural pads. You use them, they non-bleach, and also, which I use the bamboo toilet paper. The bamboo toilet paper does not have the chemical and the bleaching. You're using toilet paper. People, this guy who was soliciting me one time, he was like, this is years ago. I think I was just on YouTube. He was asking me questions. It was like, he was asking all these questions about, because he saw me on one of these shows. I was on this network where I talked about health and nutrition. So I was talking about women staying away from toilet paper that's, chemically based and bleached. So I was talking about the toilet paper. He was so shocked. He was like, why do you obsess? He was like, that's too much toilet paper. I was like, is it too much? You use toilet paper every day on your genitalia and in between your buttocks. You're leaving fibers of chemicals and carcinogens in between your buttocks, which actually has the most permissible you have most contact inside of you. That's why people do suppositories, because inside of your buttocks, you have more permissibility to get inside of you. You're using toilet paper every day, bleached out toilet paper with chemicals on it every day of your life, 2 and 3 times a day. And you think that's not going to bother your body? You think it's not going to affect you? Your largest organ is your skin. Come on now. Even with the soaps, you read the soaps. You shouldn't be having soaps with any chemicals. There's soy. Read all your soaps. If you don't make your soap yourself, look at the soy. There's soy in soaps. There's soy in soaps. Go look. If you think I'm lying, go look at soaps and look at the chemicals in soaps. Your soap shouldn't even have but 2 ingredients. I'm just saying, I'll make you paranoid all day. Okay, and stop using charcoal on your body too. That's another thing that they're doing to make you kinetically active. Putting charcoal on your body and in your mouth, it makes you kinetically active to the barium that's in the system. I just found that out recently. You wouldn't know that because I just found that out. I'm a researcher, and I found out that the reason why they're putting black charcoal and everything, I thought it was great because, it detoxifies you. No. There's a diabolical reason. The reason why they're doing it is because the barium interacts with it on the surface. That's why some of you get hives when you use the charcoal soaps and the charcoal, cleansers. Be careful with that. It's kinetically activating with the barium in the sky. And the bastards. This is what they do. I'll go on a rant. I'll make you I'll make you make everything. I make everything. Everything. And what I can't make, I verify like a motherfreaker. You want to go to stores with me. You know what people do? I have people who totally don't even like me. Will call me and be like, listen, I'm over here. Can you tell me? I have my little ones because I had verified a deodorant for my little ones because I make my own deodorant. I don't use deodorant. I make my own. Baking soda, oil. I don't use coconut oils. I put, baking soda, avocado oil, and I put turmeric so that it doesn't darken my underarm. Anyway, so that's my deodorant. But my little ones, I can't use it because it burns their underarms, the baking soda. So now I use Green Beaver, which is a Canadian company. Big up to them. I verified the company, Green Beaver. It's expensive. It's like $6 for the toothpaste. My little ones love it's green apple is their favorite. And they use it, and actually they have a deodorant that actually works. That's Green Beaver. So big up to Green Beaver. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. I'm one of those mommies that come to me because I obsess. I'm a Nazi at ingredients. I love my babies, and I'm protecting my grandchildren. So in my baby's tummies, they have their eggs, and I'm protecting my grandbabies. So people always say, every time, what are you looking at? They always say, why do you obsess with little people? Listen, no, you take good care of your daughters. I'm saying you can take good care of your sons, but your daughters carry your generation after. So once you take care of their homeostasis, their bodies, you're taking care of your grandchildren. Girls matter. Is it skipping? Oh. Yeah, we'll have these conversations. And these are gems we need to share with one another. Yeah, we have to share these things with one another because we can't rely on other people to love us more than we love ourselves. Like I say, I appreciate farmers and it's skipping. Oh, because I'm talking about soy, right? Bastards. Girls matter, and the girls' eggs matter. And if you traumatize a little girl, you traumatize your next generation. So that's why it's important for us to protect the girls. The little girls matter. Their eggs matter. Protect the girls. By all means, I'm not saying you shouldn't protect. You should protect your little boys, but protect your little girls. You have to protect your grandbabies. And if you don't, something else will take over, and those next generation of babies will be tampered with. So when I make sure that my little ones, I make sure that I give them everything that's as natural as possible. I'm 90% GMO free. I let them have snacks and stuff with their friends every once in a while. I'm not a Nazi with that because I want them to know what to choose, and I want them to feel what it feels like to have things that are not the best for them so that they're able to discern what's good and not for them. Period. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go to Whole Foods and rant. But they do have a couple things that I need to get over there. And then I'm going to make some videos tonight on Patreon. So if you want to go to Patreon, and remember, it's a paid site. Don't go if you don't want to pay. You don't have to, because you get 90%. You get 90% of me. That's just like little gems that I give on Patreon, okay? And again, everything on Patreon that I make. Oh, they're playing music. Or they're calling me. Anything that I make off of anything goes to comfortable. If I was going to stay here, I'd be comfortable. Who's that? We got some, you got some handsome men in Orlando. Come to the conference. I will have you married and mating in like 2.5 seconds. They're playing loud music. They're calling me. Anyway, family, I'm out. There's love bugs all over. I hope this video was informative. It won't make sense to people who are joining it because they'll just hear me ranting the whole time talking to you. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy. Do well. Love yourself. Stay away from the crazies. Oh, and also there's fake sea salt. Dang, I could give you gems all day. Be careful about the fake sea salt. And I don't mess with rice. Fake rice. Be careful with the fake sea salt. That's what I found out again. They're putting salt on this. They're putting plastic on the sea salt. It's just do everything